What's up, everyone? Welcome to WTF Wednesday, where we got some wacky finishes for you tonight. Jimmy,
Hmm.
Nico Price, Kevin Holland, Tony Ferguson, and Irene Aldani. What do they have in common?
Mm, what the fuck? They're all UFC fighters?
You're not wrong,
Let's go!
but you're also wrong.
Oh.
They all have finishes from the bottom,
Oh shit.
from the
Let's
ground, I should say.
go!
Let's go. So, starting with Tony Ferguson back in 2011 on The Ultimate Fighter.
Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar and JDS coaching. Oh, do you know what was the greatest thing from that season, Kate?
What?
Brock Lesnar turned some chicken shit into chicken salad.
Any fucking way.
Tony was not a fan of that.
It's Tony versus Justin Edwards. That was just a crazy fight for the Ultimate Fighter, honestly. Justin
Yeah.
came out with pressure on Tony.
Swinging big hooks, just bombing on Tony right away. Just classic Tony, not having any real head movement or
Just
like
swinging so sloppy.
constant movement and moving around, but it's just all wacky, all over the place, getting just rocked, not rocked, I should say, but like just hit with big
Getting
shots
hit,
early,
yeah.
like classic Tony.
My favorite movements from him were the wild uppercuts
Yes.
that brought his shoulder up to his chin.
Yep, good old lead uppercuts. No jab or nothing behind it, just lead uppercut. That's boxing. But nah, yeah, that first round, they were just, yeah. But I think Edwards was just going after him. It was like a minute and 15 in after he was going just pressuring Tony nonstop. You instantly saw him just like, all right, big deep breaths, started to take it back a little bit, started to slow down, and then Tony just started to pick up his pace from there, just going, like you said, the big uppercuts, big left hooks. He was landing clean through his guard, left hooks to the body. Jab was not clean, but he was throwing it out there and he was landing big with it for sure.
Right, but Justin didn't want that shit no more. He grabbed the body, slammed him down.
Oh yeah, no takedown defense for Tony in this fight.
Not even a... Well,
2 for 2 on takedowns for
yeah,
Justin.
but at least he got right back up the first time. He scrambled to his feet. It wasn't bad.
That's very
But
true.
he got taken down pretty big the second time, but that shit did not go well for Justin.
Oh no. Yeah, gets taken down, just starts slamming elbows into him, and just gets his feet on the hips, pushes him off. Justin tries rushing forward back in again. Tony just like kicks, frames off, and you just see the heel come out.
And Justin fly forward. Tony up, land his one more punch, and it's over.
Yeah, from the heel to the chin, he was just unconscious right there. And,
Yeah,
like
he
you
got
said,
the one more punch, and the ref came, nah, stop the fight.
and listening back to it, everyone was just like, what the fuck happened? Like they just, I don't know, 2011. I don't know if there was even a fight at that time in the UFC. Just that this was Ultimate Fighter. So obviously not the UFC, but it's still close enough. In proximity to have like a lot of eyes on it and a lot of people watching it. I don't think anyone saw anything like that at that point in time. 2011, just
Definitely
on your
not.
back, just a heel to the chin, unconscious. But oh man, good old El Kukui, the fucking. It was so good to see the roots of him,
Yeah.
just showing in that fight. Just it was good. That was
Just
some good shit from Tony.
Good young Tony.
26 years old. Oh,
But after that, in July of 2018, we had Nico Price versus Randy Brown.
yes. This was it was fucking UFC Fight Night 133 when they were still on Fox Sports 1. Oh man, the good old days. Not even fucking good old days, but just before
Just a
ESPN.
few years, yeah. Just a good few years ago. But
Yeah.
that shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah. First round was kind of slow.
It was kind of slow. It was just kind of back and forth. Nico was on top, just kind of punching him. Then Randy ended up on his back, and Nico was kind of punching from the back.
Yup.
Then I believe Randy ended up at the very end, landed like a right hook that kind of stumbled him a bit, but then that was the bell into the second round.
Right hook, and then
and then
Nico landed knee to the body, and then I think
Randy
landed
returned
a shot.
it with,
and then got the knee in the clinch, and that.
and then that's when he landed the right
Yup.
end round into the second.
Oh my. So Nico gets a little bit aggressive. They clinch up. Randy tries to lock up a ninja choke on him. Gets in deep on it, like with the didn't get the arm locked up, but the initial wrap gets it in tight. And Nico was just like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Goes right to his back, like, I'm not dealing with it. Randy gets on top of him.
It was honestly, this one's my favorite one, just because of the position that they ended up in. I'm not even sure exactly how to explain it, but
So Randy gets on top. Nico rolls under for the leg at first, and then so he's underneath, ends up rotating under, so they're kind of parallel. Nico's left leg is framing on the chest and head of Randy. His right leg is trapping his Randy's left leg and his left arm in there. So it's it's just kind of pinched together. Randy's right leg is just on the other side, and Nico was just like, fuck this. Just starts throwing hammer fists. And I think honestly the first one Randy was out cold.
No, seriously. And then he landed that other one, just started falling down. Oh yeah.
My. I think he landed 3 or 4 in there before the ref was like, enough. You see him just he just kicks his legs out. Randy just flops onto the floor unconscious, and Nico just pops up. Just oh man, that was crazy.
It definitely
going
was.
Into that fight. Nico Price was not. He was doing good. Had the loss to Vicente Luque. Got fucking Darce in the second round. Then got a win back, and then gets the win over Randy. Randy, I think that was his 7th fight in the UFC. Just beaten Mickey Gall going into it. Lost to Bilal Muhammad. So not showing that just not really at that level yet, but just a good fight between the two of them early, both of them early on in their UFC careers and their UFC run so far. So, that was a fucking fun one.
Yeah.
But it didn't take too much longer for the next wacky fucking finish from the bottom, because 4 fights later, after 2 losses and a win, Nico Price is back at it against James Vick.
Which is crazy because it's literally only a year and a few months later. It is October of 2019.
Yeah, Nico very active.
Yes, very active.
But fucking James Vick coming into this, he was undefeated going into the Justin Gaethje fight. Got absolutely brutalized. Lost to Paul Felder. Got fucked up by Dan Hooker in the first round. And on a 3-fight losing streak. Heads into the Nico Price fight, and Nico was just very, very different from the Randy Brown fight, which is kind of interesting thinking about it, because Randy Brown, James Vick, both very long for the 170 division, and Nico was just hanging back in that Randy Brown fight. But against James Vick, he was like, fuck this, I'm going right after you. Probably just showing because James Vick, having the 2 knockout losses early in the first round. Out of his 3 losses going into it. So, I mean, it does make more sense with that. But Nico was having none of it. Went right after him, gets the takedown, doesn't do too much with it before James Vick gets back up. And oh man. I remember watching this live. It was so sad just seeing Nico just try to shoot the double and just pulls him right onto him.
Right, and then James just starts teeing off on him.
Just the
blasting.
long shot. Oh, man. It was 4 or 5 big straight shots.
Big-ass shots.
Oh, my God.
Just for Nico to come back with that, that sound, that clap that came from the kick to the chin that knocked James the fuck out.
And again, with, on the same lines of the Tony one, just heel to chin, unconscious as soon as it landed. James Vick just falls into his guard, afterwards, and it was over. God damn. Nico Price, the master of just finishing people from the bottom, and
no, seriously, because that's crazy.
Yeah, not only to just have 2 of those in on your record, but just in a 5-fight span, getting 2 of those. Oh man, that's beautiful from Nico. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Fucking Nico Price. But after Nico Price in 2020, we had Kevin Holland versus Jacare Souza.
Jacare Souza. Yeah. Yeah, again, not like, I mean, a different person, but only took another year, you know, or not even from like the last crazy finish like that. You got Kevin Holland, Jacare.
Fucking Kevin Holland.
As soon as the fight started, Kevin just bounces out there with a giant right hand on the guard. Just, again, not having any of it. But goes to throw a leg kick, and Jacare just catches that shit, takes him right down for it.
Yeah, and it's so funny. The commentator's talking about, oh, it's not good for Kevin getting taken down this early. He starts blasting that man with elbows.
Oh,
he was like, oh, fuck this shit.
As soon as Jacare got on top, Kevin was just like, fuck it, throwing up a triangle. Mm-hmm. And like you said, just those elbows were vicious.
They really were.
You could just tell as soon as that fight started, Kevin was like, nah, we gotta finish this shit, and we're finishing it fast. I gotta deal damage because, fuck grappling with this dude. But yeah, just starts throwing crazy elbows. As Jacare tried to like throw over the triangle and get to side control, Kevin shows his back, gets up to his feet.
Kevin goes on the neck of.
So before that, Jacare goes to reshoot on a double on the cage, and then Kevin just starts hammering him with the elbows again. Forces Jacare to go to the single, tries to go for a head outside turn in the pipe, and then that's when Kevin just locks up that guillotine. That shit, he had that in fucking tight.
He really did.
It took a little bit. He threw the arm around at first. Jacare gets him up on the cage again, but then
But I think it was when when he pulled him in. That's when Jacare was able to pull his head out and.
Just slammed him down for it.
Yeah, but then from that position, he didn't really do too much. Kevin just throws a giant right hand from the back, and you see Jacare just react big. He just kind of freezes up, his hand goes up, and Kevin, again, with the right hand, just hammer fists him, and that's when he falls into the fence, and did Kevin capitalize off of that shit. Got to his knees, another right hand, another right hand. I think he threw another 3 or 4 before the ref was like, no, he's done. He was out, I think, at the second or third one.
Definitely.
Not the second one. It was definitely the third one, because the second one was the hammer fist where he fell into the fence. The third one, I think, put him out. He got 2 more in there, and the ref was like, get out.
And just because the other ones with Nico and with at least the punch, because this is similar with that, he at least had a lot of control over Randy Brown and really got them in there.
Right.
But it was just a fucking wide punch from the bottom, and then he just swings up, grabbed him. It's kind of fucked up because I don't if you really remember how Jacare was just bent into the cage,
and Kevin grabbed him by the shoulder, neck, and just
started slamming those punches.
Because that was the one thing that I thought was different between Kevin and Nico was the odd control Nico had in the position to be able to get those punches.
Yeah.
Where Kevin. Jacare wasn't in his full guard because his left leg was out, but he had his right leg in. Mm-hmm. But still, to be on your back and get the power to get someone to cover up that much, land a hammer fist to fall, have them fall back, then to your knees and feet, landing 3 more punches in that cycle of movement.
Yeah, just quick succession.
Yes, just fucking wild.
Yeah, that just fucking beautiful. Just the creativity and the athleticism, to just seeing the opportunity. And that's the thing that I feel like a lot of fighters miss in a lot of MMA fights, or most MMA fights, where it's just all these different positions, whether it's just with wrestling, grappling, clinching, where I feel like they get so caught up in okay, we're wrestling now, we're doing this, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where there's just certain fighters, no matter where they go, they're looking for that opportunity to just land big damage and just land those finishing strikes.
Right.
I love it. Just creates for such crazy fun scenarios. And also the funny thing too, with this being at the apex, when Jacare slammed him down after that, he was on they kind of sat for a second, not doing much. And then because Jacare lands a punch, and then he was like, "Ooh, that was a good one, Jacques." And then he just lands. He's like, "Oh, that was that
Matt Loud." He was like, "That one too, yeah."
And then he's just in there,
bad respect with it, and then
I had a dream about this one time, and then right after he says that, then he just fucking goes and hits him. It's like, bro.
That's what the pause was. I forgot. Yes. I don't know how I could forget that.
It's bro, That's just so funny because I don't know if that's just him talking shit, but it's like, imagine he did just have a fucking dream of just got taken down. I'm on the bottom, but I'm just still gonna knock this dude out. Like, it doesn't matter. And, you know, and he's like, oh shit.
Bro, who knows?
Just started punching him.
That'd be funny as fuck. And, like, that'd be funny if he was in that moment, he's like, oh shit, I had a dream like this. Boom. And just, like, in that moment, it really came to him.
Just the little connection of, like, you know, and, oh, man, yeah. So fucking good.
Nah, deadass.
But we got one last one. And another record-breaking one, too.
Yep.
Because not only was this an up kick from the bottom, but to the body.
The first up kick from the ground to the liver KO. What the fuck?
Yeah, that... insane. Irene Aldana versus Macy Chiasson, September 10th, 2022. Holy shit.
That was a great fight.
Great fight. I didn't... All I remembered from that fight was the upkick finish.
Right,
because of how it just overpowered it so much, you know?
For sure.
But, yeah.
Rewatching it, holy shit. Like,
a great fight.
It was a slow start. It definitely was a slow start. You know, the last minute was crazy, you know, but it was mostly just Irene just, you know, landing nice jabs, Macy kind of being a little sloppy and, you know, landing here and there.
Yeah, just throwing big hooks, circling on the outside. Yeah, or like you said, Irene just 1-2s pushing forward.
But then Macy shot for that takedown.
Shoots the double. Just, you see them, like, bounce off the cage, and with that momentum, Irene goes for a belly down armbar. The commentators go fucking crazy of like, oh fucking like she has to tap from here. Like there's just no way. Ends up flipping over, gets into mount. From there is just like, fuck it, going for the armbar again.
Now both times her elbow is incredibly fucking extended.
Yeah, like in the belly down position, there was the one angle where it shit just looks so bent up.
Yeah, it
oh my god, yeah. I hate that shit. That should be so fucked up.
Yeah.
But after the second armbar goes ends up inside control, decides to go throw big punches, goes for an Americana, gives up on it, and just big punches again. And that was the final minute. Just crazy sequences. I mean, it just sucks because I hate how fights are scored and how just you could have 20 different rounds that look entirely different, but they're all just going to be 10-9. If the points were, like, used a bit more, you know, like actually giving 8, 7, 6, like, you know, for different things, with just, like, the domination of that last minute and, like, the crazy sequences and just getting the better of Macy throughout, like, the general part of, like, the feed on the round, that should have been, like, a 10-8 round, just because, like, to clarify those differences. And Macy was just like, fuck that, I lost that round, well, I gotta take this next one.
And she took it home.
Yeah. Went out there just even more aggressive. Like, she was trying to play the counter fighter, like, you know, landing big shots on the outside, but she was like, no, I have to go after her landing big shots.
I have to be the aggressor.
Oh, man. But yeah, so just, it was so good. Fuck, I'm sorry, I'm, like, forgetting where...
Well, so Macy went to take her down, and then Irene went for her leg, and there was, like, the weird transition where Macy kind of went for her back, but Irene was still holding her leg around her, so, like, it was a bad position, but then...
Yeah, she was, like, halfway on the back, like, halfway under, like,
but Irene was still trying to hold on to that leg so that she didn't lose position, but ultimately Macy ended up just getting the back, and... The way she, like, kept the body lock and, like, utilized the hook to keep the position throughout all the movement and scrambles was fucking beautiful on Macy's part. Like, because Irene was definitely trying to do her thing to get out of there and, like, you know, move around, but Macy was just like, nope, I'm digging, I'm keeping here, like, and she ended up just punching and elbowing away. She was beating the shit out of her once she got the position she needed.
Yeah, once she really got the because she she had the weird position. Irene tried scrambling up and like almost got there for a second. Macy got her back down, and that's when she fully locked in the body triangle. And then from there, smashing her with elbows. Just dominating her. Coming out for like losing that last minute terribly in that first round, and just an arguable 10-8 in that second round. That first round lit a fire under Macy's ass. That shit was insane. And then the fucking third round, it wasn't like, they definitely both started to slow down because after the crazy pace of the first two, fucking Irene shoots on a takedown, just kind of sloppy, but ends up dragging her down, gets her down like in the center, and she's just working on top, and you just see Irene just like frames off like on her shoulders with both of her hands. Macy tries like walking around to her right side, and in that transition, Irene just comes in, just throwing the foot, and she didn't even know what the fuck happened herself.
You could tell at like when the ref came in and when she laid down, she didn't look excited. She didn't look happy. No. She was just like, what happened? What's going on? What did I do wrong?
If just like how it came in, because she throws the leg up, the heel lands right on the liver.
So clean.
And instantly Macy, and it was just like a weird reaction because like even how she fell slow too, you know?
She kind of grabbed and went sideways down,
so I don't know if Irene might have thought that like if it was like a groin shot or something, like, you know, it was just like, it was a really anticlimactic ending to an amazing fight. But then afterwards, just like, once everyone realized, just like, oh shit.
Yeah, because then everyone was like, wait, what happened? And the ref's like, what hurt? Like the liver shot to the body? No, give us a liver shot to the body, guys.
And then everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? And then
I don't think I've ever seen this happen.
They watched the replay and they're just like, yep. Okay,
clean.
New record broken. Like, let's fucking go.
Clean.
But oh man, fucking beautiful.
So beautiful. But every time you just watch those things and you're just like, bro, what the fuck? There's no way they did that.
Yeah.
And even though you've seen it before, every time you see someone knock someone out from the ground, you're like, bro, it's just fucking crazy.
And that's the thing, because you know that it can happen. You've seen it before, but it's always just like generally the person on the ground. It's just like they're in the like disadvantageous position. You know what I mean? And especially in like most of them, if like you're on top in guard or you're standing above them, you know, like that's usually when people start coming down with their ground and pound. But you just find a couple of fighters here and there that pull out that Uno reverse card, and there's like, nah, fuck that. I'm getting the KO today.
Not dead ass.
Oh man, but that was such a good one. It was so good to go back looking through all these fights, just all these wacky finishes, and exactly just more shit that makes you go, what the fuck?
But that about wraps it up for What the Fuck Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Peace.